This is real, not random. Chosen one, listen closely. What I'm about to speak into your life is real, not imagined, not accidental, not something you stumbled into because you were bored or scrolling. This moment was arranged, timed, and woven into your path long before you knew it was coming. There is a reason you didn't swipe away. There is a reason your spirit held you here. There is a reason your heart suddenly feels awake. Everything in your life has been building toward this moment of recognition. The subtle tug inside you, the one you tried to ignore, the one you explained away, has been the spirit whispering, "Pay attention, this is for you." This is not motivation. This is not inspiration wrapped in pretty language. This is a turning point. For so long, what you dreamed of felt far, almost unreachable. You held hope close because it hurt too much to let others see it. You prayed quietly because you weren't sure how much longer you could wait. Yet even in those silent hours, heaven was shaping something behind the scenes. And now, chosen one, the distance you felt for years is collapsing. What once looked impossible is beginning to take form. What once felt delayed is suddenly moving toward you with a speed that does not match your circumstances. This is why your spirit feels alert. This is why your heart feels like it's leaning forward. Something in you is sensing the shift before your eyes see it. This video, this moment, this message, it is not entertainment. It is a divine conversation. If you're still listening, it's because your spirit recognizes truth even before your mind can process it. Heaven led you here because heaven is ready to speak. The atmosphere is shifting. Chosen one, you have walked through long seasons where time felt slow and answers felt silent. You carried prayers that no one else knew about. You held dreams that felt too delicate to share. You stood in the tension between hope and disappointment, not realizing heaven was preparing something far greater than you imagined. But something is changing now. You can feel it, even if you don't have the words for it. The air around your life feels different, full, heavy, almost pregnant with possibility. The atmosphere is no longer thin. It has weight to it, substance, movement. This is the same kind of shift that came before the wind in Acts 2:2, when the room was filled with the sound of heaven rushing in. That same breath, that same force, that same divine stirring is drawing closer to your life right now. Things that felt blocked are starting to loosen. Doors that refuse to move are beginning to respond. Situations that stayed frozen for years are showing signs of life. You might not see it fully yet, but your spirit has already detected the change. Your sensitivity isn't random, it's revelation. This shift is real. Heaven is not offering you a feeling. Heaven is releasing movement. And though the shift is spiritual, it will not stay spiritual. It will break into your physical world. It will touch your relationships, your finances, your environment, your opportunities. But for this shift to become reality, your heart must agree with what God is doing. Not with fear, not with hesitation, but with trust. The atmosphere is moving, and it's moving for you. Aligning with what God is doing. Chosen one, God is opening doors, but you must be willing to walk through them. Heaven is releasing blessings, but you must prepare your spirit to receive them. This is not the hour to shrink back or second-guess yourself. This is the moment to rise into alignment with what has already been set in motion. The greatest danger in this season is not the enemy. It is hesitation. It is thinking small when God is calling you into something bigger. It is letting fear speak louder than faith. It is assuming you are unworthy of the very things God has already placed your name on. Joshua 1:9 echoes through this moment like a divine reminder. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. This is not God comforting you. It is God commissioning you. You cannot afford to be passive right now. Heaven is moving. You must move with it. Your spirit knows this truth. That's why your heart feels restless. That's why your dreams feel louder. That's why something in you feels like it's rising, even if you can't explain why. If this message is resonating deeply, if you feel that familiar stirring in your spirit, stay with me. You're not here by chance. You're here because heaven is preparing you for a new chapter that is ready to unfold. And as a prophetic act of agreement, I want you to write the number 99 in the comments. Not because numbers hold magic, but because alignment requires action. 99, the final moment before completion. The last breath before the shift becomes visible. This is your yes made tangible. This is your agreement made real. This is your spirit saying, God, I'm ready. The summons. Heaven is calling you by name. Chosen one, let your heart be still for a moment, because what I'm about to tell you is personal. This isn't a general message floating through the air. This is heaven leaning close to you, calling you, drawing you. There is a moment in Exodus when God called Moses by name from the burning bush. It wasn't loud, it wasn't dramatic, it was tender, it was precise. It was a divine whisper that said, I see you, I know you, I have something for you. That is the same whisper moving toward you right now. You've been through seasons where noise tried to drown out your purpose. Chaos tried to confuse your identity. Pressure tried to wear down your hope. Distractions tried to pull you in directions that were never yours to walk. Yet despite all of it, the call on your life never faded. Maybe it grew quiet. Maybe it felt distant. But it never died. Because heaven doesn't forget the ones it chooses. You are standing at the shoreline of something new. And just like the waves pull the sand into deeper waters, something is pulling you forward. Gently but firmly. You can feel it. A tug. A longing. A sense that you were meant for more than the cycles you've been stuck in. This summons is not meant to scare you. It is meant to protect you. It is meant to guide you. It is meant to lift you out of what drains you and push you toward what restores you. Psalm 32:8 says, I will instruct you and teach you in the way you should go. I will counsel you with my loving eye on you. Do you hear that? God's eye is on you. Not in judgment, not in disappointment, in love. That's why He's calling your name. That's why you're here. That's why you can't shake the feeling that your life is about to turn. Heaven is trying to get your attention, not to pressure you, but to bring you into a story that was always meant to be yours. The sacred gathering and your spiritual tribe. Chosen one, There is something holy unfolding around you, even if your eyes can't see it yet. You are being drawn into a gathering, a quiet, sacred remnant of people who, like you, carry a fire in their spirit that the world couldn't extinguish. It isn't about being better than others. It's about being awakened, set apart, called. The Bible speaks symbolically of 144,000, not as a number of superiority, but as a picture of a people marked for divine purpose. People who burn with conviction. People who hear God in the stillness. People who walk differently. You are being drawn toward souls who resonate with the same frequency as your own. People who will understand your depth. People who won't be intimidated by your calling. People who won't ask you to shrink or dim or hide. This is your true tribe, the ones who will stand beside you in the Spirit, who will speak life into your identity, who will help you rise when you feel tired. And among them, there may be one whose presence feels like home, not because of romance alone, but because your spirits recognize each other. Someone whose soul feels familiar. Someone God has prepared to walk beside you, whether as a friend, a partner, or a destiny connection. But to step into this circle of people, you must rise above the shadows that once held you, the fears that made you second-guess yourself, the distractions that drained your strength. Isaiah 41:10 whispers, "Do not fear, for I am with you. I will strengthen you and help you." You are not meant to walk alone anymore. Heaven is aligning you with your people, and when you meet them, something inside you will say, "Ah, this is where I belong." Inner alignment, heart, mind, and spirit as one. Chosen one, before anything in your outside world shifts, something deep within you must align. Not in a heavy way, not in a forced way, but in a gentle, holy awakening, the kind that feels like your soul remembering itself. God promised in Ezekiel 36:26, "I will give you a new heart and put a new spirit in you." And maybe you've felt that happening lately. Maybe you've sensed your heart softening, your thoughts becoming clearer, your spirit reaching for something higher. Your inner world is being tuned, like an instrument before a symphony. Every string, every note, every emotion adjusting itself to carry the sound of your destiny. This alignment doesn't happen by accident. It comes when you choose stillness over noise, when you let go of battles that aren't yours, when you stop carrying burdens that were never meant for your shoulders, when you breathe and let God be God. The world around you is loud. It pulls, it rushes, it demands. But the voice of God often comes in the quiet moments, in the pauses between your thoughts, in the breath that settles your chest, in the peace that interrupts your anxiety. Psalm 46:10 says, "Be still and know that I am God." Not be still and do nothing. Not be still and wait anxiously. Be still and know. Know that He is guiding you. Know that He is preparing you. Know that He is shaping you into someone who can carry the blessing that is approaching. When your heart, mind, and spirit come into unity, you become unstoppable. Not because of your strength alone, but because heaven finally has a vessel that is ready. Approval versus identity. God sees the heart. Chosen one, I want you to breathe for a moment And hear this gently. You've spent so much of your life trying to prove your worth to people who never had the capacity to see you. You adjusted yourself. You softened your light. You hid parts of your story. You shaped your personality to fit into places that were never meant to hold you. And all the while, God watched with tenderness, not anger, not disappointment, just love and a deeper knowing. Because while others looked at your mistakes, your flaws, your exterior, God saw your heart. That's what 1 Samuel 16:7 reminds us. People look at the outward appearance, but God looks at the heart. God sees the intention behind your choices. He sees the purity behind your tears. He sees the longing beneath your silence. He sees you, and chosen one. He approves of the real you, the you beneath the fear, the pressure, and the insecurities. The you that's been fighting to emerge for years. The you that has always belonged to Him. This is the shift happening now. You're moving from living for approval to living from identity. You're learning that who you are in God's eyes is more stable than any validation from the world. And when your identity becomes rooted in Him, no criticism can crush you, no compliment can inflate you, and no rejection can define you. There is a quiet strength rising inside you, the kind that doesn't need applause to feel real, the kind that knows its value without being seen, the kind that carries peace because its foundation is God, not people. You are learning to tend your soul like a sacred garden, pulling out weeds of comparison, planting seeds of truth, watering your heart with Scripture, and letting the sunlight of God's love restore places you forgot existed. This is identity. This is freedom. This is the real you waking up. Discipline, pruning, and spiritual preparation. Chosen one, I want to tell you something that may feel uncomfortable at first, but it will free you once you embrace it. God is not punishing you. He is preparing you. There is a difference, a sacred difference, between discipline and rejection. Hebrews 12:11 says that discipline doesn't feel good in the moment, but later it produces a harvest of righteousness and peace. Sometimes the things God removes from your life are the very things that were blocking your growth. It hurts, but it heals. You've felt the pruning, that cutting away of old habits, old relationships, old comfort zones, old versions of yourself that could not follow you into where God is taking you next. John 15:2 tells us that every branch bearing fruit is trimmed so it can bear even more fruit. That's you. God trims because there is more inside you than what you've seen so far. You've had to release people who drained your spirit. You've had to walk away from conversations that poisoned your peace. You've had to step out of environments that kept you small. You've had to break patterns that were comfortable but destructive. And every time you let something go, even when it stung, heaven whispered, I'm making room. Room for better connections. Room for deeper love. Room for new opportunities. Room for healthier habits. Room for your true tribe. The ones who amplify your purpose, not sabotage it. This preparation is shaping you into someone who can carry weight. Spiritual weight, emotional weight, destiny weight. It's shaping you into someone who won't crumble when blessings arrive. Someone who won't lose themselves when elevation comes. Someone who can stand steady when the spotlight shines. Romans 12:5 reminds us that we are part of a greater body, a spiritual network of people connected by purpose. each one needed and important. You're being prepared to take your place in that body, not as someone who doubts their worth, but someone who knows their role. This is discipline. This is pruning. This is love in its most transformative form. Divine timing, trust, and the sacredness of energy. Chosen one, your life is not late. You are not behind. You have not failed. I need you to breathe that truth in. Divine timing has always been the quiet rhythm under everything God has done in your story. Isaiah 60:22 says, "When the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen." Not you, not others, God Himself. You spent seasons feeling overlooked, but heaven was arranging. You spent hours wondering if you missed your moment, but God was preserving you for the right moment. Your waiting has not been a waste. It's been preparation. And now, as things begin to align, the enemy will whisper, "You're too late." Don't listen. God says, "You're right on schedule." Trust is your anchor right now. Proverbs 3:5 tells you not to lean on your own understanding, especially when your understanding is shaped by fear, comparison, or impatience. What you call delay, God calls protection. What you call confusion, God calls redirection. You have been learning discipline, not the harsh kind, but the kind that aligns your actions with your calling. 1 Corinthians 9:27 speaks of bringing the body into alignment so the life can match the assignment. You're learning that your energy is sacred. Every thought, every emotion, every word, every action. The more aligned your energy becomes, the clearer your path grows. The clearer your path grows, the stronger your discernment becomes. The stronger your discernment becomes, the faster you move in the direction God leads. You're beginning to understand that not everything deserves access to you. Not every voice deserves influence. Not every battle deserves engagement. Not every opportunity deserves a yes. You're learning to invest your energy into what lifts your spirit, not what drains it. Into what anchors your peace, not what steals it. Into what aligns with God's voice, not what distracts you from it. This is maturity. This is wisdom. This is trust in motion. Stillness, signs, and hearing God clearly. Chosen one, slow down with me for a moment. Let your breath fall gently. Let your shoulders loosen. Let your heart soften. There is something God wants to show you, and it can only be seen in stillness. You've spent so much of your life surrounded by noise. The noise of expectations, of responsibilities, of pressure, of past wounds. And sometimes the voice of God gets buried under the weight of everything life demands. But even then, God found ways to speak to you. Through a repeating number that kept catching your eye. Through a dream that felt too vivid to ignore. Through a conversation that arrived right on time. Through a coincidence that felt too intentional to be random. These were not accidents. They were gentle nudges. Little whispers from heaven saying, "I'm here. I'm guiding you. Keep going." Chosen one, the signs you've been seeing aren't superstition. They're confirmation. They're reminders that God has been closer than you realized, weaving meaning into moments that felt ordinary. And the more still you become, the clearer His voice sounds. Stillness doesn't mean inactivity. Stillness means alignment. It means creating space inside yourself for God's wisdom to land. Some of the greatest revelations you will ever receive won't come from shouting. They'll come from silence, from the quiet place where God takes your hand and shows you what's next, from the peace that suddenly replaces anxiety, from the clarity that rises like light after a long night. Your story, even the painful chapters, has not been wasted. Every moment shaped your discernment. Every battle sharpened your intuition. Every tear watered something in your soul that is finally ready to bloom. And in the stillness, you will hear God reminding you of something simple and profound. You're not alone. You never were. I've been guiding you through every hidden turn. Healing, heavenly focus, and sacred relationships. Chosen one, I want to speak gently to the places in you that still ache, the memories that sit heavy in your chest, the disappointments you hide behind your smile, the wounds you carry quietly because you learn to be strong for everyone else. God sees those places, and He is not afraid of them. He is not offended by your pain. He is not tired of your healing process. Psalm 147, verse 3 says, He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. You are not too broken. You are not too complicated. You are not too late. You are simply a soul in the middle of becoming whole again. And as your heart heals, something beautiful is happening. Your focus is shifting. Colossians 3:2 invites you to set your mind on things above, on what nourishes your spirit rather than what drains it. You're learning to choose peace over chaos, purpose over distraction, depth over surface. This healing is creating a new kind of clarity in you, the kind that helps you see relationships differently. You're beginning to understand that not everyone can go where you're going. Not everyone can hold the weight of your calling. Not everyone has the capacity to love you the way your spirit needs. And because you're changing, your relationships will change too. There are people God is preparing to bring into your life. People who will speak life into your soul, who will recognize your value instantly, who will walk with you without jealousy, competition, or hidden agendas. Among these connections may be a mentor who lifts you, a friend who strengthens you, a partner whose presence feels like a sanctuary, someone whose spirit touches yours with familiarity, peace, and divine timing. Jeremiah 29:11 is unfolding in your relationships. For I know the plans I have for you, plans to give you hope and a future. Your future is not solitary. Your future is connected. Your future is supported by people heaven is sending. You are being aligned with those who will help you rise. Final awakening, restoration, and sealing declaration. Chosen one, take a slow breath, because what I'm about to speak into your spirit is the culmination of everything heaven has been preparing you for. You are standing in front of one of the greatest awakenings of your life. Something sacred is unfolding inside you, something more powerful than a small breakthrough, more transformative than a temporary blessing. This is a renewal, a restoration, a rising. James 1:17 reminds us that every good and perfect gift comes from above. And what is approaching your life is not random, rushed, or sloppy. It is crafted, It is intentional. It is timed with divine intelligence. For years, you've felt like parts of your life were stolen. Time, opportunities, relationships, peace. But hear this clearly. Joel 2:25 is becoming your testimony. God is restoring the years, restoring what was lost, restoring what was broken, restoring what was taken, and not in the same measure but multiplied. You will see doors open that you thought were closed forever. You will see clarity replace confusion. You will see breakthrough after breakthrough, arriving not as surprise, but as fulfillment. You will see God align you with people who feel like destiny. You will see your spirit rise into strength you didn't know you had. And through all of this, one truth will echo through your life. You were never forgotten. You were being prepared. Deuteronomy 31:8 promises, "The Lord Himself goes before you." That means your steps are not random. They are guided. Your path is not dark. It is lit. Your future is not uncertain. It is secured. The awakening happening inside you will change the way you think, the way you move, the way you pray, the way you love, the way you show up in the world. You are stepping into a version of yourself that reflects the fullness of who God created you to be. And now, chosen one, I want to seal this moment. If your spirit agrees with this message, write the word "real" in the comments. Let it be your declaration that this word was not imagination, that it was truth. And write 99, symbolizing the completion of your old season and the opening of a new chapter. This is your agreement, your yes, your spiritual signature. And now, receive this blessing. May God go before you in every step. May His peace guard your heart and mind. May His timing surround your life like a shield. May His angels protect you. May His wisdom guide you. May His favor pursue you. May His love heal every place within you. May your spirit rise into strength, clarity, and courage. May this word be sealed over your life in the name of Jesus. And may nothing delay, distort, or derail what God has ordained for you. Chosen one, your awakening has begun.